and welcome to my channel. I'm Joan and this is Joan's Pointed Plate. Today's video is a collaboration video. This collab is hosted by Suzy over at Suzy Buie and Jen over at Embracing Chaos with Jen. And we are making 4th of July favorites for you. So after you are done watching my video, make sure you click on the description box below this video, and Suzy and Jen's channels, as well as everyone else participating in this collab, will be linked below. Please go check all them out. Check out what they're making for your 4th of July and their 4th of July, and give them a little love while you are there. Hit that subscribe button and let them know that I sent you over. What I am making for you today is German potato salad. This is an old family recipe, real old family recipe, and a big favorite in our family. My mom learned how to make it from her mother-in-law, and I learned how to make it from my mom. There was really no recipe, it was more of a method. So over the past couple of months, more than a couple of months, I've worked on narrowing down a recipe. So I am going to share that with you now, and I hope you guys like this as much as we like it. Now, I will preface this by saying this recipe can be just a little controversial because it has bacon in it, and after you cook the bacon, you keep the grease and you use the grease in the dressing. I have reached out to WW on the chat, on the app, and asked them if I needed to count the bacon grease separate. I reached out twice, spoke to 2 different people, and both of them said no, because the grease is figured into the points of the bacon. I really don't know how I feel about that, because when I'm eating the bacon, I'm not drinking the grease. But this is what, and I explained what I was making, and this is what they told me. They told me to just count the bacon. So that's what I'm going to do. You guys choose to do it whatever way makes you the most comfortable. But there's my little caveat, and let's get started on this recipe because it's absolutely delicious and I can't wait to eat it with dinner tonight. Okay, the ingredients we need salt and pepper. You can use black pepper or white pepper. I generally like to use white when I'm doing potatoes, but this is what I grabbed. We are going to need celery, 3/4 of a cup, chopped fine. We are going to need 2 pounds of potatoes, scrubbed clean. We are going to put them in a pot of water, bring them to a boil, and let them cook until they are tender. You don't want them so tender that you'll mash them when you're cutting them, but you don't want them so hard that they crunch. You just want that nice tender potato that still holds its shape when we're slicing them. We're going to need a 1/4 cup of onion, diced very fine. We're going to need 6 slices of center cut bacon, cooked crisp, and the grease reserved. We're going to need 2 tablespoons of white vinegar and a teaspoon of sugar, and also a 1/4 cup of water. So that is all the ingredients we need. Let's get started making this potato salad. Okay, so I have my potatoes in a pot of water. I'm going to bring those up to a boil and let them cook probably about 15-20 minutes. I use a thin blade knife to just kind of pierce them and poke them and see exactly where I think they need to be. As long as the knife goes in easily, then they're done. Like I said, you don't want them to be mashed potatoes. You want them to hold their shape. And then over here, I've started the bacon going. We're going to do 6 strips of bacon. I have the bacon grease in the pan from the 6 slices of bacon. And to that, I'm going to add a teaspoon of salt, teaspoon of pepper, actually a little less, so I'm not a big fan. 1 tablespoon of sugar, not salt. A tablespoon of sugar. That was wrong. That was supposed to be a teaspoon. If you watch my channel, you know that most of my cook with me's end up as hot messes because it's real life around here. Not a big deal. All fixed. And now I'm second guessing myself, so now I have to check the recipe. Yeah, it's a teaspoon. And 1 tablespoon of vinegar. To that, I'm going to add a 1/4 cup of water. Listen to that sizzle. We are going to let this boil for about 2 minutes, and then the dressing will be done. So while the bacon dressing is cooking, we're going to start peeling our potatoes. The smaller potatoes took about 18 minutes. The larger one took 25. So you just have to kind of poke them and take them out when they need to be taken out. Now we are going to peel the potatoes. Get my compost bowl. We compost in our house, so everything like this goes right into our compost bowl and right out to the compost bin. And once you peel the potatoes, let them cool a little bit so you don't burn your hands. We're just gonna slice the potatoes in half if they're about this size. And then nice slices. Not too thick, not too thin. I don't know, what's that, about a 1/4 inch? That size. And put them in the bowl. And we're gonna take about 1/3 of them and get those in the bowl. I'm going to peel the rest of these potatoes, and I'm going to come back and I'm just going to show you how we finish off this salad. About 1/3 of the potatoes sliced in the bowl. I'm going to take about 1/3 of the celery, sprinkle that on top. About 1/3 of the onion, sprinkle that in. I probably will not use all this because we are not big onion people. And then some salt and pepper. And some of the bacon that we cooked, I just crumbled it. A little bit of that in there. And then here is our bacon dressing. A little bit of that. And give it a gentle mix. You want to be careful. You want to mix it well, but you don't want to mix it so hard that you're breaking up the potatoes. By doing it in layers, you get definitely a more well-rounded salad. And you can stir it more gently and not break up the potatoes. So then we're just gonna do the same thing. We're gonna put another layer of potatoes. And I know you're probably watching and thinking, this is so not a WW recipe. The points really aren't that bad, and I'll give all the points at the end for the 3 different plans. And honestly, if you watch my channel, you know what I'm gonna say, and if you're new to my channel, I'm gonna say it. Whatever you eat and do to lose your weight, you are going to need to do forever to maintain your loss. I've been maintaining for almost 2 years, and I eat real food. Yes, some Weight Watcher hacks are great, and I'm not saying I don't do them, because I do. You know, I make the low point bagels and things like that, but I am not going to go my whole life, especially at like a 4th of July family celebration, not eating an old family recipe. So what I do is I just learn to fit it in. And yes, I've made a few concessions with it. I know my mom would have used a lot more bacon and a lot more bacon fat. But you know what? I find that I don't need it. I found that this is, you know, quite enough. But when I started this journey, I made a pledge to myself and my family that, you know, we were not going to eat boiled chicken and vegetables or, you know, some crazy stuff just because it was low in point. I want to fit in the world. I don't want to make the world fit with me, if that makes sense. So that's my approach, and I know it's not everyone's approach, and that's okay too. Okay, there's our next layer. And then we just have 2 more potatoes to do. And that's going to finish it off. You may not even need all of the dressing. I end up using it all because these potatoes really soak in that dressing. You don't want it to be dry. And this salad is served either warm or room temperature. It is not served cold. So if there are leftovers and you go to eat some the next day, I would definitely throw it in the microwave and heat it for a minute or so just to take the chill off. It doesn't have to be hot, but you definitely want to take the chill off. I am not going to put any more onion in there because I think that's enough. Potatoes are pretty tasteless on their own, so you do need to season them, especially with salt. Even though there is salt in the bacon, the potatoes need that salt. Okay, we're going to give this one final stir, like I said, nice and gently, but you do want it to be mixed well. And that is all there is to it. It's really not hard. It's a little time consuming waiting for the potatoes to cook and chopping up the veggies and stuff, but it is, like I said, a complete family favorite. I am so glad I was able to perfect my mom's recipe that she got from my grandmother, because it makes my family very, very happy when we have a picnic and I am able to take this. So there you have it, German potato salad. And I will come back, say my goodbyes, and give you the points and the serving size for all plans. So there you have it, my family favorite 4th of July recipe, German potato salad. A serving is approximately a 1/2 cup, and a 1/2 cup on the blue plan and the green plan is 4 points. And on the purple plan, because you don't have to count the potatoes, it's only 1 point. So that's my recipe. I hope you enjoyed it. Sorry about that little mishap with the sugar. But like I said, if you watch my channel, you know there's always something going on that kind of makes me forget what I'm doing. And this time it was the cat crawling up my back because he wanted to eat while I was filming. Yeah, it's real life around here, guys. If you're with me, you know that. So anyway, I hope you enjoy this, and please make sure you go check out all the other channels below. And thank you so much, Suzy and Jen, for including me in your collab. I had a great time doing it. And that's all I have for you today. Have a fantastic day. If you're new to my channel, let me know in the comments below where you came from, and I would love it if you would join my community by hitting that subscribe button. Have a fantastic day, everyone, and I will see you all soon.